In early March, there is much to see and hear on the land that Paula and Dan restored to its native heritage. By April, the views will be different, and again in September and December. 20 years ago, they bought the land that adjoined the house where they raised their children. Always, this was their favorite backyard. Eventually, they made it their house in the trees and supplemented nature's garden to respect the land, rather than altering it with a lawn or flowers all in a row.
I grew up in West Texas, but I spent my childhood years during the summers in these limestone hills west of Austin. And this piece of land just reminds me of those happy childhood days. And so I was able to come back and capture that in a very meaningful way. What we were after was a house that had a relationship to the outside from every point on the inside.
From the beginning, it was a collaboration among them, the land, architect Paul Lamb, and David Mahler, ecologist and landscape designer for environmental survey consulting. Although they carefully worked around the native trees, David excavated hundreds of invasive exotics. David added native species to supplement the ones that revived once the exotics were cleared. He worked with the natural bluff to build low-impact walkways. Then, David designed a cool and comforting grotto that begins the journey down the hill in a series of waterfalls to a pond. It started with Dan's idea of a pond at the edge of the bluff. For 20 years, he'd noted the natural pooling after a heavy rainstorm. Like all great inspirations from nature, it grew from there. From open windows and outdoors, the waterfalls cancel the sound of the highway that carries through the trees. The stream appears to begin in front. Along with uniting the two spaces, it designates the entrance to the house and the front yard living room that Dan and Paula wanted.
It has the relationship to the outside that we were seeking, with the noise of the water and the trees being as close to the house as we could preserve them. In fact, this tree is, if you look on the other side, there are little 2x4 strips nailed in the bottom of it going up the tree, which is where our son would climb and rappel out of the branches of this tree and as a little boy. So we made this tree the centerpiece of this courtyard.
Another centerpiece is the Thunder House, aligned with the compass, to hang out in rain or sun and view the front from all angles. Instead of lawn, Dan told David that he wanted to wander trails that are never static.
Well, I told him I was getting rid of my lawnmower and I never wanted to see or hear another one. I just didn't want to do that anymore. These plants appear and disappear, and going through the seasons, one will replace another. Just as you're saying, oh, I wish that plant would bloom a little bit longer, something is right behind it, showing you something very different and new and fresh. And that's just so much more interesting to me than mowing a St. Augustine yard.
They did plant native buffalo grass in the septic field, but it's also a wildflower meadow. In early March, overwintering species that bloom from spring through fall are mere rosettes, but not for long.
And we don't mow it. It just lays over and takes care of itself.
To guide the way at night, Paul Lamb designed lights with plumb bobs and colored glass for an unobtrusive parachuting illumination among the trees. The wildlife only needed water and an ongoing food supply to find their way day or night.
The animals, birds, butterflies, dragonflies, frogs, turtles, are not attracted to a mown lawn. There's no relationship there. I just think that watching these wonderful variety of plants we have grow and change and evolve over a 12-month period or a 20-year period of time is just something to look forward to. It's ever changing. It's not monotonous. It's not homogenized. It's just the way it was meant to be. And the authenticity of this land is just very special to me.